Hey, in this video we're going to be going over 3 different color exercises for beginner artists that will help you understand color mixing a bit better and get a bit more comfortable working with different colors.
And in the first exercise, we're going to be building our very own color wheel. A color wheel is a simple but effective tool for helping you understand the relationships between colors and useful for building different color schemes easily. You could find a bunch of color wheels easily online, but the reason we are making it ourselves is that it's a good way to get a lot of repetitions of mixing the paints and the colors yourself. And to build the color wheel, we're going to be needing some watercolor paper. This is 300 GSM. Then we're going to need a compass, a pencil, a ruler, and naturally a paintbrush. And then we're going to be needing red, yellow, and blue. And then if we want to create tints or shades in our color wheel, we're also going to be needing white or black. And to begin, we'll first create the template for the color wheel. And we do that by making a circle. We'll start by making a small circle with the compass. Like so. And then we'll make a bit larger circle. Like so. This is where we'll be coloring our base hues. And then if we would want to add tints, we could create as many layers as we want to the outer edge of the circle, or alternatively we could do shades over here, then do a different circle for the hue and then for the tints. So whatever you want. We're going to be doing the base hue and then 2 tints. So let's make yet another a bit larger circle. And one more. Like so. Then we'll take the ruler and go through the middle point and draw a line all the way to the edge of the inner circle and then all the way to the other side. So we leave this space over here empty. Then we'll repeat the same process this way. And as there are 12 colors, we're going to want to split our circle into 12 wedges of roughly equally same size. So to do that, we could roughly eyeball each quarter into 3 different sections. So for example, split one over here, another over there. Okay, this one is a bit smaller perhaps than this, so let's learn from that when we split these. It doesn't have to be exact because it's just a tool for yourself, but if you want things to look neat, then you might want to pay a bit more attention to this. And then we'll take the ruler and we're going to be connecting this point and this point by going through the middle point over here. So it's key to balance the ruler here in the middle section. Like so. Then we'll repeat the process for all the other wedges. And to avoid mistakes, we should write down the names of the colors in this stage. So we'll start with the primary colors. We'll have yellow, then we'll have 3 colors in between, and we'll have red, then we'll have 3 colors in between, and then we will have blue. And then, as you most likely know, we have the secondary colors, and these will be in the middle. So here we have orange, purple, and green. And then for the tertiary colors, we have the combination of these, so yellow, green, blue, green, blue, purple, red, purple, red, orange, and yellow, orange. And there's our template for the color wheel finished. Next, we'll start coloring them in, and we could start, for example, by doing the primary colors first, then the secondary colors. Or if you wanted to make the mixing and cleaning a bit easier, you could just go in order. So you could use yellow and then mix in a bit of red to make yellow, orange, then orange, and so forth. You can also use whatever colors you want. I'm using the actual primary colors, primary yellow, primary red, and primary blue by Liquitex Basics acrylics, but you could use whatever yellow, red, and blue you have available. So for example, cadmium yellow and cadmium red. And then we start coloring. And I do recommend you do these exercises yourselves. It's one thing to watch me do it, but it's a whole different thing to make it yourself and get the repetitions in and practice your color mixing and your understanding of colors. So there's our base hue, and then we'll take some white and we create our tints. And then for the second tint, we'll add some more white. And you can add as much white as you want to, so make the tints the way you like them, and you could make the shades as well, as we discussed. And there's not much difference between these two, so I'm adding some more white. This is again a good place to notice that if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter, you can just easily fix it and keep on going. And there's our first color. Then we'll take a bit of the primary red to make our yellow orange, and we'll do a few of these together, and then I'm going to speed things up, because after we've done a few, I'm sure you get the idea. You probably got the idea already, but let's do a few more just for the sake of filming it. So we'll take some of the yellow over here, and then let's start incrementally adding in the red. I think it needs a bit more red. Yeah, that's better. Then we'll tint it down. Tint it down the second time. And a bit more white. And there we have our yellow orange. Then I'll wipe my brush clean and we'll do the orange bit. And in situations like these where you mix in a lot of colors, using something like wet wipes to clean your brush is pretty convenient. Then we'll take more of the red and we'll mix that with the yellow. I think just a hint of yellow more. And we have a pretty nice orange. And then we'll again repeat the process of tinting the color down. And there's our first three colors, and then I'm going to speed things up a bit and do the rest, and then we'll move to the second exercise. And here is our finished color wheel. We can use this tool when we're painting and creating color schemes to quickly analyze the relationships between colors and, for example, pick complementary colors, analogous colors, or, for example, triadic color schemes. And as our second exercise, we'll be creating a color chart for our chosen color. We could, for example, create a simple chart where we use one color. Here I used cobalt blue, and then I made tints, tones, and shades of it. So I mixed in white, gray, and black. Alternatively, if we wanted to pay more attention to the tones, we could create a tonal value chart. Here I used cadmium orange as the base hue, and then I toned it down with gray, cerulean blue, and primary blue. A simple version of this exercise is to pick a single color, for example, just your favorite color, and then use white, gray, and black to create tints, tones, and shades of it. I've made quite a few of these basic color charts, so in this exercise I'm going to be picking one color and then analyzing how the tones of it differ depending on the color we use. And we're going to be using our recently created color wheel in assisting us in choosing which colors we use for toning the base hue. So let's start by creating the template over here, and I'll do, for example, 2 centimeter wide squares, and I leave 2 centimeters in between each. And then let's do the base hue. And what should we do? Let's do 5 tones. Okay, so here's the template, and I think for our base hue I kind of like green, so let's pick green. And to save some paint, I'll be using some of the green we just mixed. And then I'll apply the base hue to the first squares on each row. This would be a lot easier to do with a flat-headed brush, but I only have the filbert brush here now, so we might color a bit over the lines. But as this is our own tool, it doesn't really matter too much. A common approach when toning down a color is to use gray, but then an alternative you could do is to pick the complementary color of the color you're trying to tone down and use a little bit of that in the toning. So using our recently created color wheel, we can see that the complementary color of green is red, and we can use red color to tone down the green. And in this exercise we're going to use gray and then 2 different reds for toning down the green. And I chose cadmium red medium hue, and then the same primary red we used for our color wheel, and then for the gray we're using neutral gray 5. Let's get started with the gray. So I'll just separate a bit of the green into 3 different sections. So for the 3 different colors we use to tone it down, let's hope that's enough paint. And then we'll start toning it down incrementally. We're only seeing real proper change on the 4th one. So it took quite a bit of gray to start seeing a real difference in the color. Then I'll quickly wipe my brush, and let's do first primary red. So I'll take a bit of primary red and we'll start toning down. Like so, and then we'll do the final toned version using cadmium red medium. And understanding this lets you turn a few simple colors into a practically endless range of different colors.
In our 3rd exercise, we're going to get more comfortable with transitioning and blending acrylics. So we'll start by drawing a little rectangle. Let's say we do it 20 by 10. And we don't have to be too concerned with the measurements and the lines here, as we're just practicing.
And let's then split it into 5 equal sized compartments. We could do 7 or 10 or how many you want, but let's do 5 for now. So we do like so. So we have 5 sections, each 4 centimeters high. And then the idea is that you pick 2 colors, any colors you want. I'm choosing blue and yellow. And then, for example, on the top we'll have blue, in the bottom we have yellow, and then we'll try to create as a seamless blend between the 2 colors. And in the middle we would have the color we get from mixing these 2, and we know that to be green, so it would be blue, green and yellow, and then a blend between those. Let's get started. So there's our blue, and then here let's do yellow. And for the middle we'll do roughly 50-50 blue and yellow. I probably should use a scale, measure these. I think that might be a bit too much yellow. So let's just add a bit more blue. So here we have our top color, our middle color, and our bottom color. And as we have a roughly 50-50 mix in the middle, maybe you can guess what the mixes would be here and here. We could just play this by eye, but I think we could also do roughly 75-25 ratio. So let's say that is roughly 75, and then we'll take quite a bit less yellow, and then the opposite here on the bottom. Like so. Then let's get blending. So I'll take just the pure blue, and we want to work fairly quickly, as you know the acrylic paints dry rather quick, and the pencil lines are there just to direct us slightly. We don't have to paint exactly within them. Then if we mix the yellow with the blue, just to get these fairly rough at this point, I think I'll prefer to mix it with the palette knife actually. And then we start blending these. Then I have a new clean paintbrush that's slightly moist, and we start pulling across the paper and start blending the colors. These ones are already drying up a bit, so we might want to add some more paint to the top. We'll see. I'll just take a bit more blue to the top as it already dried. And as you can see, blending is about a lot of back and forth, and we're starting to get quite a nice gradient. It's still not perfectly seamless, so we can continue working on it. And after all the back and forth blending, the idea is that you end up with something resembling this. So we have blue on top, then blue, green, green, yellow, green, and yellow. And as the point of this exercise was just to get a bit more comfortable with blending and color transitions, so we don't have to worry about the paper looking too pretty or even the end result looking too pretty. Just have some fun and practice. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the exercises helpful and that you enjoyed the video. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am happy to help. Thanks.